Is that cool? See, and then what did that do? That mean that next time when she comes, I didn't have to go, well, I wonder if we got that wound taken care of. I knew. She knew. I called her and told her. She knew. You know what I mean? It gets you confidence. It builds your faith. Removes confusion. Gives you accomplishment, direction. Okay? You can also get confirmation through dreams and visions. More dreams and visions. I mean, I will soak in the light and see stuff. Like, remember the 5 me's that were wounded got surrounded by the light? Right? Remember the wound I was healing when I was in the casino? I saw the wound filled up with light. A lot of times I'll see lightning strikes in my mind's eye or on the back of my eyelids. And I'll know I got healed. I asked the Lord one time, I said, why a lightning strike? He said, because it cauterizes the wound. Makes sense to me. A friend of mine told me that when lightning strikes, it clears the atmosphere and it fertilizes the soil it hits. Wow, it clears the atmosphere in your soul and cauterizes and fertilizes the soil in your soul. Amen? I'll get stuff like that. You might get stuff like in the natural. Like a friend of mine was over one night and we were working on a soul wound. And after we pulled it up, she saw these tulips coming up in its place. And so I went to dictionary.com. Boy, I tell you what, the simplest stuff will give you the answer. I went to dictionary.com, looked up the word tulip. It's a flower. But I looked to see what its origin was of the word. And it says, you're not going to believe this. Its origin is from the word turban. Well, where was a turban used in the scriptures? The high priest had a turban on his head. Remember Joshua had the dirty turban? And when his sins were forgiven, it was exchanged for a clean one. Right? So I said, wow, you got like the high priestly anointing released to you because that was like blocking you from that. Right? So she goes out. In fact, it was Bernadette. And she said I could share this. So she's not here and I don't want to surprise attack her. Oh, there she is. Okay. So she goes out and she was going to pick up a disc, which we're going to have on sale here. It's so good. You need to pick it up. That she had just recorded in the studio. And she was going to the people's house to pick up the master. And she'd never been to this house before, so she's going along, and just as she's about to turn on the street where they live, the Lord has her look up at the street right next to it, and it was Tulip Street. I mean, come on. Do you believe in coincidence? No. Okay, so there it is. I mean, come on, what's the likelihood? Tulip, and then Tulip Street. In the natural. Who was just telling me something about the natural? Was it you in the room about a thing in the natural? There's so many more. What was it? Oh, the light bulb. Oh, check this out. So she's working. Remember testimony just a little while ago about before to get prepared for this conference. She had stuff in her soul that was in common with the demonic. So she was getting attacked. She could barely talk. She could barely sing. So she's pressing into the light to get healed of the wound, right? And so she's sitting there and she's playing this song that she had actually recorded in the studio about in his light, see light. And she's pressing into it. And all of a sudden, her son walks up to her right as she's going, and the light has healed my soul. And he says, Mommy, here. And he had a light bulb in his hand. He had a light bulb in his hand. Check it out. He got it from a desk I gave her that had a light bulb stored in the drawer. And he had to go, he's like this big, and the desk is up here. And he had to go, and the desk has this big thing that swings down like this, so he had to go swing this whole thing down, this little boy, and open up this drawer, and pull this light bulb out, and bring it to Mommy right as she was decreeing the light was healing her soul. Point being that God is going to speak to you in a language you can understand. How many minutes do I have left? Do we know? You're taking up my time here. No. Okay, I'll just tell you one more kind of funny one. Okay, so, and I was helping some partners of ours get healed in their soul, and this woman said, I keep on seeing this salad with pieces of fried chicken on top of it when I ask for a comment about the wounds of my soul. Okay, God's going to show you some funky things. But he knew that I would understand that. Because have you ever heard that phrase, your goose is cooked? Well, I came from Hawaii and everything there was backwards. And everybody said your chicken is cooked. I don't know why, but they did. Okay, so here I am. When she told that to me, I went, oh, that means your soul wounds are healed. It's like those chickens have been cooked. And she goes, oh, okay. And then I walked away and I went, she probably didn't understand that, Lord, because I only understand that. And he goes, don't worry about it. It's healed. The next day, I had been working on some soul wounds for like 3 days. I wake up at like, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning to the smell, the pungent, beautiful smell of fried chicken being fried in my house in the natural, with my natural nose. And I go, fried chicken, big time. Like, whoa, it was so thick, so permeating. It's like, there is fried chicken being fried in my kitchen right now. I got up and I snuck around the corner. I was sure that an angel or a buddy of mine had broken in and was cooking chicken. I'm serious. I went back there and looked, and there was nobody there. And right then, the Lord said, I just cooked your chicken. Okay, you'll also know when a wound is healed because you'll feel a shift in your soul. You know what Philippians 4:7? Philippians 4:7 calls a condition, talks about a condition called the tranquil state of the soul. It says this, and God's peace shall be yours, that tranquil state of the soul, assured of its salvation through Christ, fearing nothing from God and being content with earthly lot. When you experience that, quote, tranquil state of the soul, it's an indication that you've had a wound healed in your soul. Okay, you're going to feel that, quote, that peace, no fear, that contentment that Philippians 4:7 talks about, and it's going to be your confirmation, your indicator sign that you've been healed of a wound. I remember I was working on some wounds that were attached to some people that I've been separated with for a very, very long time, that I was going to be able to have an opportunity to come back with and to try to re-establish relationships with, and there was a lot of woundedness that was involved in that situation. So in preparation for this meeting, I was soaking my soul furiously in the light of Jesus, so there'd be nothing in me that would upset this thing from going through successfully and being awesome and all that. So as I was going to this meeting to meet with one of these people, I just was like, whoa, I feel so good in my soul, right? I went to the meeting and oh my gosh, it was fantastic. And this person was fantastic. And the words we said were fantastic. And the relationship we're now building again is just completely fantastic. It was just amazing, right? And as I left, I got in my car and I had kind of a long drive and I was in my car and suddenly I just recognized a new level of total peace and contentment. You know how your mind will wonder and start worrying about a little thing there or a little thing there? I wasn't worried. I was no fear. You know how you sit there and you think, well, if I only had maybe like a bite to eat or a coffee, or if I had this, if I went out and, had a nose job or new clothes or a new house. You know how you start thinking those thoughts because you're not content because of all the junk in your soul? I was feeling none of that. I sat there and was perfectly content. I was thinking, there's nothing I want right now, nothing. I'm perfectly at peace right now. I'm perfectly content right now. And I recognized I was having that Philippians 4:7 tranquil state of the soul experience. Thank you, Jesus. That's what's going to happen to you as you start getting your soul healed. Amen? All right. Soak your target in the light until you get a confirmation that that target is healed. Number 7. Once a wounded part is healed, then you can command the demonic to come off. Remember, the wounds in your soul are created by sin, and sin gives the legal right to the demonic. Once that wound is healed, you can begin to make war with the demonic, and it's going to be way easier. Way easier. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to discourage you, but remember I'm saying this to you. While you're getting those wounds healed, they might take more than one session, might take a couple days, a week, I don't know. Maximum mine has taken days. Okay, but most of them were very quick. But while they're getting healed, the demonic's going to kick up some dust to try to discourage you from getting the healing. Okay? Remember, you put the blood on the sin that creates the wound, but until the wound itself is healed, the demonic still has the right to be there. Do you understand? That's why you put the light on the wound, and when the wound goes, then the demonic can be taken off. Okay. Now, anybody feeling any manifestations right now? I just want to ask. Anybody having a backache, neck ache, sore throat, tummy ache? Raise your hand. Okay. Okay. I speak to the demonic right now and I command all manifestations to stop. I put the grace on the temple right now. It says in Zechariah 2 that grace was spoken to the temple. I decree grace over the temple of the soul right now. That you have to be bound and you cannot manifest and torment these people while being healed in the light. I decree the wound that you are attached to that's causing you to manifest will be healed in the light and you will have to go. I send out angels right now to bind you and to put you under torment. Yes. You stop manifesting now. You stop tormenting now. In the name of Jesus right now. Satan, the name Jesus. Jesus.